Morning guys, so this morning Grandpa and I ran up to Hanna to return a chemical tote and also to pick up some more chemical, and Dad is out spraying some beans and some end rows on some corn to touch up some spots there. And later this afternoon we're going to get that other irrigator going on shins, because that irrigator that was running on shins when I was wide dropping on the Twin Churches field, that one should be done in the next couple hours. And we're going to get that other irrigator going, possibly end up doing some more wide dropping today. I would like to go over and get the ends finally done and get that irrigator going. That way we have all the irrigated ground done, and we can scratch our heads about the dry land a little bit later, and hopefully we can catch a rain sometimes next week and kind of get this done before it rains, if we get a rain supposedly in the forecast next week, fingers crossed. So right now I'm headed up to a customer's to pick up the last of the seed that he has to return corn wise, and when I get back I'm going to work on getting this corn all organized, because we got to get this shipped back to Pioneer ASAP. Once I go and pick up the last of this corn, we will be able to get this all scanned in and get a shipping order for it, and get this shipped back to Pioneer then. So Grandpa called and told me that irrigator is already off over on shins, so we're gonna go over there. I'm gonna take the four-wheeler, and he's gonna come back, get the green truck with the ladder just in case if I need a ladder, and go over there and get that other pivot going. We might, I say we should, Dad's not sure yet though, turn that big irrigator on, the big one that we've got on the 30-inch row beans. I imagine we'll end up turning it on later today, but we'll see. I got a lot to clean. Shoot, I might need the ladder. This might not have been a good idea. Still running, so that's good. Let's see if the stop's been set. Yep, stop's set. 1 inch. Quarter of 40, so that'd be about another 11 hours yet. It's not quite a quarter. It's close, but I'd say another 11 hours. So around midnight tonight, that will shut off hopefully. So this one was off. So I should write that down, 180 degrees for that stop. Shut the water off, stop, shut the panel off. Awesome. Morning guys, so yesterday ended up being kind of a little bit of a hectic day. We had one of our fertilizer guys stop by and dropped off some bean foliar, and our agronomist swung by and we talked with them for a couple hours and talked with them about what their thoughts are on us wide dropping these dryland fields with no rain really in the forecast. They recommended running Agritane with it. That'll safeguard that 28 for 20 to 21 days. So Grandpa and I this morning Yes, the blue semi is now on the tender. We're having some issues, voltage issues with the black semi. We're pretty sure it's batteries, but we're not going to mess with that right now, so it's just easier to put the blue semi on the tender right now. But anyways, Grandpa and I went over to Malden this morning to do our 6-to-1 ratio because we're going to run some dry land now. We picked up some 28 and some thiazole, and we were going to put some Agritane in it, just assuming that they had Agritane on hand, which they didn't. So they called up to Union. Union didn't have any. So then we called up to Hanna, and Hanna does not have Agritane, but they have a, I believe it's called Nitrofix, and they have enough on hand that we need. So Dad's up there right now getting it. To be honest, I did not find the use rate. I didn't have enough time at Malden to find out what the use rate is, because the use rate on Agritane is 1.5 quart per ton of 28. I believe it's Nitrofix, I would imagine, would be relatively the same rate as what Agritane is, or Agritane Ultra, because that's the actual product name. We'll find out pretty soon here. Dad should be getting back here in the next 20 minutes from Helena, and we'll get that all mixed up. We'll have to cycle these tanks to make sure the stabilizer is mixed in both these tanks. I've got about 450 gallon left in the applicator from over on Shins. So in order to do the 12 acres of muck down there, I need a total of 600 gallon. So what we're gonna do is after we get that mix, I'll pump another 150 gallon in this applicator, run over, do that muck field. We'll move the applicator into tender down the Grandma's. I'll do both fields down on Grandma's that need to be hit, and move back over the Shins and hit that dry land field that we call the veal barn. There's about 40 acres there. What the use rate is.
Quart per ton, so we need a gallon and a quarter.
So 364 ounces and a half.
7 quarts.
So 3.5. It's blue. Good to start. So clear full. We ended up doing a full tank mix because it'd be a heck of a lot easier to tank mix and induct the stabilizer into the applicator than induct it, then drag that hose to the back tank and recirculate that. So right now I'm headed over to the muck field. There's only about 12 acres over there, and whatever I have left I'll run down on Grandma's. just getting rolling out here. I've got, how many acres done? About 6 acres done. I've got about 8-9 acres left. Pretty cool running the stabilizer. It turns everything blue, and it's kind of cool seeing it in the red balls there and watching it come out the wide drops. But it's called N-Fix. I don't know where I was getting nitro from, but yeah, N-Fix XLR. And I believe there's an N-Fix, and then there's an N-Fix XLR, which the XLR version is what we're running. I'm not sure the difference on the two. This is what they had on hand, and that's all they had on hand, so we took it all. I'm not sure if that'll cover us all or not. It should come fairly close. They have this humic acid product that they want us to try out, so if we have a need for some more, we might end up using that humic acid. Final pass for this field. Then on to grandma's. So we're running this stabilizer N-Fix XLR to help reduce the risk of volatilization of this nitrogen or UAN product. So volatilization is when ammonium converts into ammonia gas, and that is lost to the atmosphere then. So by surface applying our nitrogen, we run a greater risk of volatilization loss due to our nitrogen literally just laying on top of the ground. What the stabilizer does to prevent volatilization, it keeps the nitrogen in the ammonium form, preventing it from converting into ammonia gas, therefore reducing the risk of volatilization. Now, I know Agritane is good up for 20 or 21 days. I'm not entirely sure because I have not looked into this product enough, N-Fix XLR, how long the nitrogen is guaranteed to stay in the ammonium form. I would imagine it's probably somewhere in that ballpark at 15 to 20 days. So this stabilizer then allows us to apply during longer periods of no rainfall events, such as what we are experiencing right now. Now the next chance of rain is not until possibly next Saturday or Sunday. And like I said, that's at a 40 or 45% chance of rain. So that is not very likely to happen. Not saying that it couldn't happen, but it's not very likely to happen. Now the reason why we don't run a stabilizer on every field is because some of our fields are irrigated and we have control of the rain. So by not running a stabilizer on those fields and having the irrigator, we are able to water in our 28 and thiazole and get that into the soil profile a lot faster versus our dryland fields where we have to run a stabilizer. What I would like to do is to see if the stabilizer actually pays for itself. I would like to do some check strips with this, not in this field, but maybe over at the river, because there's a nice 120 acre field where we can do not only the micronutrient trial, but I would like to do a load without the stabilizer just to see difference in nitrogen retention, because we are going to be doing tissue sampling and soil testing starting next week. So that would be a good comparison there to pull where we ran the stabilizer, where we didn't run the stabilizer, and then take that to yield to see if there's a yield benefit to running the stabilizer on our dry land. And if there is, we may end up just running stabilizer on all of our dry land and not run a stabilizer on our irrigated, because like I said, we have the ability to control the rainfall events on our irrigated ground versus our dry land, obviously. Just taking a walk back here behind the applicator. Wanted to show you guys the kind of job it's doing and also to assess if I need to adjust any hoses back here. I would say it's doing a really, really nice job. I've gotten these hoses dialed in really nice. Doing exactly what it's supposed to. Placing that nitrogen and that thiazole right there at the base of the plant. That is awesome. They're doing exactly what they're designed to do. That's impressive. Last pass before I'm going to need to go fill up. There's going to be about 11 acres left in this field. and I'm gonna go and fill up. That way both tanks are empty, and then I'm gonna run over to Malden and get the same load that I got this morning, 1250 of 28 and 207 of thiazole, both in each tank then. So a total of 2,500 gallon of 28 and 414 gallon of thiazole. And then I'll come back here and I'll do the T-bridge field over there, and then I'll move on over to the veal barn, and that's all, like I said, I'm going to get done today. So I brought the tender down to the T-bridge field. There's about 15-16 acres in this field, and I'm gonna walk up to the applicator way over there, because the applicator has just enough in it that I will be able to get that back 40 field finished, and I should have a little bit left. I can actually do some in this field, and then I can fill up here, because I didn't want to take the tender way down there, so I'd have to backtrack all the way down there to fill. Then I'll do a complete 1,800 gallon fill, put the Enfix XLR in, and finish up this field and run down to the veal barn field with whatever I have left and run out. Then I'll have Dad or Grandpa move the tender down the shins. That way I can pump out whatever's left in that tender and finish that field up. I just got off the phone with the guy I'm going to do some custom work for with the Y drops. What we're doing is, it's a popcorn field, and we're going to compare anhydrous to 28. I believe he's going to run that humic acid stabilizer that Helena was wanting us to use instead of the Enfix, and he's going to use some boron also. He did split passes, so every other pass is anhydrous, and I'm just going to go through and fill in those spots that he didn't run anhydrous with the Y drops. That way it'll be a nice honest look comparing anhydrous to the Y drops. So the plan is tomorrow I'm going to run up there and do that custom work for him, and that's all I'll do tomorrow. And then next week we'll move over and do the river, do Mary Lou's, and do Dan's, and that will wrap up side dressing for this year. We are going to come back on the 39,200 population plot that we have over on the 40 on the corner, and since that's on either side of the irrigator, we're just going to go on one side of the irrigator and hit that again with another shot later on when the corn's a little bit taller to kind of spoon feed some more nitrogen. That way that section has more nitrogen than the entire field. my fill up, I had about just a hair over 1,200 gallon, and I need 20, and I've got 23 acres to cover yet. And I dialed my rate back to 58 gallon per acre to try and make sure I can make it across this entire field. This field was horrendous with water hemp, and we came out here with Cinch ATZ, Realm Q, and Roundup, and I can't get over how clean this field is. This field is spotless. No grass, no water hemp, nothing out here. This is awesome. Super, super clean. I am really, really impressed with the Realm Q. That does an awesome job paired with the Cinch ATZ. Look at this, we got a whole family out here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there he goes. 5 coons out here. Oh, geez, that's funny. I don't know where the other 4 went. They're somewhere over there. That is hilarious. Oh, geez. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.